One of the greatest challenges in life is the influence of other people's opinions on our journey. From the moment we're born, we're surrounded by people who have opinions about us, about what we should do, who we should be, how we should act. And it's no wonder, really. It's part of the human condition to be influenced by others. But here's the question I want you to reflect on. Should you let those opinions determine the course of your life? I'm telling you, what people think of you, how they judge you, it's none of your business. And I don't mean that in a dismissive way. I mean that in a way that empowers you. See, if you're always worrying about what people think of you, you're not living your life. You're living a shadow of your life. You're living in the corners, in the shadows of other people's expectations. And I've learned something in all my years of studying success and failure, of learning from the greats and teaching the willing. Success comes to those who find the courage to live their own lives, not to those who try to live up to the expectations of others. Think about it. Everyone has a different set of values, a different lens through which they see the world. What makes sense to one person might be nonsense to another. What's important to one might be trivial to someone else. If you spend your life trying to align with everyone's opinions, you'll end up fragmented, torn in so many directions that you lose sight of your own path. How can you possibly chart a course for your life if you're constantly turning the wheel to avoid the waves of other people's judgments? I remember when I first started out as a young entrepreneur. I had ideas, big dreams, but there were so many voices. Jim, you should do this. Jim, you shouldn't do that. And some of those voices were from people I respected, people who had experience. But I realized something early on. If I listened to every single voice, I would lose my own. And I want to share that with you because ultimately, it's your inner voice that knows what you're capable of, that knows your dreams, that understands your values. It's that inner voice that will carry you through the tough times. Now, I'm not saying that you should ignore feedback or advice altogether. That's not it. There's wisdom in counsel, but there's a difference between seeking wisdom and seeking approval. Seeking wisdom means you're open to learning, to adjusting your course if necessary. But seeking approval means you're waiting for permission to be yourself, to take action on your dreams. And if you're waiting for everyone to approve, you'll be waiting a lifetime. Why do we care so much about what others think? It's because we're wired for connection. We want to belong. We fear rejection. We fear that if we step out of line, if we don't conform to the expectations around us, we'll be cast out. But here's the paradox. The more you try to fit into other people's molds, the more you lose the very uniqueness that makes you valuable. And ironically, it's your uniqueness, your authenticity that draws the right people to you. You see, not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to understand you. And that's perfectly okay. It's not your job to be liked by everyone. It's your job to be true to who you are, to pursue your dreams with everything you've got. The right people, the ones who resonate with your values, who see your vision, they'll find you. And the ones who don't, well, they were never meant to be part of your journey. They're just part of the noise. Let's take a lesson from nature. A tree doesn't concern itself with whether the birds sit on its branches or not. It doesn't shrink itself because someone thinks it's too tall, or grow wider because someone else wishes it provided more shade. The tree simply grows, rooted deeply in the soil, reaching for the sky. And that's how you should be. Grounded in your values, reaching for your dreams, unconcerned with the fleeting opinions of those who pass by. Think of all the greats, the ones who made a difference in the world. Did they care what everyone thought? Certainly not. They had critics. They had naysayers. They had people who doubted them, who thought they were crazy, who judged them. But they didn't let that stop them. They had a vision and they pursued it with relentless passion. They understood that the opinions of others were just that, opinions. Not facts, not truths, just perceptions colored by individual experiences and biases. And here's the truth. People's opinions of you often have more to do with them than with you. It's a reflection of their own fears, their own limitations, their own beliefs about what's possible. When someone says you can't do something, they're really saying they can't do it. They're projecting their own doubts onto you. But you don't have to accept that projection. You can choose to say, that may be true for you, but it's not true for me. Here's another thought. People are often so caught up in their own lives, their own worries, that they're not thinking about you as much as you think they are. And yet we spend so much time worrying about the judgments of others, about how we're perceived. But let me ask you this. At the end of your life, when you look back, will it matter what those people thought? Or will it matter how you lived, how you loved, how you pursued what mattered to you? It's a sobering thought, isn't it? Life is so short. To spend it worrying about the opinions of others is to miss out on the richness of your own journey. Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. And most importantly, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Now, I can hear some of you saying, but Jim, it's not that easy. It's hard to break free from caring what others think. And you're right. It's not easy. But most things worth doing aren't easy. It takes practice. It takes self-awareness. It takes a willingness to stand alone sometimes, to be misunderstood, to face criticism. But I'm telling you, it's worth it. Because on the other side of that fear is freedom. Freedom to be who you are, to chase your dreams without the chains of other people's opinions holding you back. You must decide whose voice will be the loudest in your life. Will it be the voice of the crowd with all its opinions and judgments? Or will it be the voice of your own conscience, your own inner guide? And here's the magic. When you start living true to yourself, when you start making choices based on your own values, not the expectations of others, something incredible happens. You begin to attract people who resonate with you, who support you, who value you for who you are. The noise fades away, and what remains is clarity. There was a young man who had a dream of starting his own business. Everyone around him had an opinion. His friends told him it was too risky. His family thought he should stick to a safe job. But he had this burning desire to create something of his own, to bring his vision to life. For a while, he listened to the voices, and he felt paralyzed. He was torn between his dream and the fear of disappointing others. One day, he realized that he was living in a prison of other people's expectations. And he made a decision. He decided that he would rather fail on his own terms than succeed on someone else's. He took the leap. And you know what happened? He faced challenges, he faced setbacks, but he also found freedom. He found joy. And in the end, he succeeded not just in business, but in life, because he was true to himself. So here's what I want to leave you with. Stop worrying about what others think of you. Start asking yourself what you think of you. Are you living up to your potential? Are you pursuing your passions? Are you aligned with your values? Because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Your life is your own. Don't hand over the reins to someone else. When you start living for yourself, not in a selfish way, but in a way that honors who you are and what you're here to do, you find a kind of peace, a kind of strength that no opinion can shake. And that's the key to true success. Not the kind that is measured by accolades and approval, but the kind that is measured by the fulfillment of living a life that's authentically yours. Remember, the opinions of others are like the wind. They can change direction at any moment. But you are the captain of your ship. Keep your hand on the wheel. Keep your eyes on the horizon. And sail boldly toward the life that's calling you.